All, welcome back to a new post today. Let's track the most important preliminary points that you need to keep track of for July 17th for the UPSC upcoming preliminary examination of 2025. And the very first is about Beej Utsav being celebrated by the Bhil tribes in Rajasthan in Banswara. Now this event took place in Banswara district of Rajasthan. It is called as Beej Utsav or the Seed Festival. It is celebrated by the Bhil tribes, and the aim of the event is to strengthen the efforts of the rural and tribal communities to protect the diversity of the indigenous seeds. Now the farmers will give some of the seeds to the others who come with other varieties in that festival and take the seeds from the fellow participants, small quantities of them which they lack themselves. At the end of the meeting, these farmers will take a pledge to protect and save the indigenous seeds. On their return from the seed festival, they will tell other farmers in their village about what they have heard in the festival and learned at the meeting, and also share some of them the seeds which they carried back with the farmers in their village. A significant part of the population of the region consists of tribal communities who are known for their rich heritage of indigenous seeds, particularly the millets. Now these tribal communities recognize Beej Utsav as an important avenue to restore them to something of a great value that has been lost in significant extent in the recent decades, and the rural and particularly the tribal communities are now saving a wide variety of indigenous seeds. With the advent of a green revolution and the use of HYV seeds, there is a threat that is being faced to the indigenous seeds and also the local varieties of the seeds that are becoming rare or also extinct as well. So these events like storing of the indigenous seeds will play a greater role in protecting and keeping the species diversity or the diversity in the species of the seed varieties that are grown in India. The next most important issue is about Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, which was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the event of World Environment Day on June 5th. Now, World Environment Day is celebrated on June 5th, and the first day of such was celebrated in 1973 with the theme Only One Earth. So, it was adopted in 1972 at the Stockholm Conference of Human Environment. Now, 2024, the theme is Land Restoration, Drought and Desertification, and the host country is Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. India's contribution has been much towards environmental sustainability, especially towards the intentional determined national contributions, or the INDC, which is given to the Paris Convention, and there was a mission Life. Now India is leading away in sustainability and environmental conservation through mission Life. This India-led global mass movement aims to inspire the individual and the community action to protect and preserve the environment. It was introduced in COP26 Glasgow. Mission Life focuses on promoting eco-friendly practices and sustainable lifestyle. India is the first country to include life, which is known lifestyle for environment, in the nationally determined contributions, reflecting its commitment to combat climate change through behavioral change rooted in traditional and sustainable living. Mission Life channels the efforts of not only the individuals but also the communities and the global movement for a positive change, and it emphasizes on the importance of conserving the natural resources, living in harmony with the nature, and advocated ancient Indian, which is advocated in the ancient Indian scriptures and is a part of the fundamental duties and also the directive principles of the state policy. The next most important issue is recently now Andhra Pradesh has tried to deal with the interstate issues between it and Maharashtra. So there are constitutional provisions under Article 263 which provides for an interstate council in the Constitution of India. Now an interstate council is not established by the Constitution, but it is established, there is a provision for it to be established by the President of India when he thinks that the public interest will be served by the establishment of such a council. Therefore, the Constitution itself does not establish an interstate council because it was not necessary at that time to constitute one, keeping in mind open for its establishment. Now this option was exercised in 1990 for the very first time, and an interstate council was formed. It is a non-permanent body as on 1990, and moreover the Commission on Centre-State Relations, that is the RS Sarkaria Commission, recommended a permanent interstate council called as Intergovernmental Council should be constituted under Article 263. This has been established, and the chairman of such a council is the Prime Minister of India, headquartered at Delhi. The next most important issue is about the Puri Jagannath temple, the 12th century old temple, something related to it. That's about the Ratna Bandhar Bhandar treasury. That was the news. Now the Ratna Bhandar treasury is a treasure trove of the Puri Jagannath temple. It was much in news during the Odisha assembly elections as well, because the keys of this Ratna Bhandar or the treasury was lost, and the chief administrator of Jagannath temple informed that the members first opened the outer chamber very recently. They found ornaments and valuables inside the Bhandar and were shifted to a temporary strong room. Let me tell you that the Jagannath temple is dedicated to Lord Jagannath, a form of Vishnu in Hinduism. It is located in Puri, the state of Odisha, and situated on the eastern coast of India. As per the temple records, King Indradyumna of Avanti built the temple of Jagannath in Puri, and the present temple was rebuilt again once more in 10th century on the same site of the pre-existing temple, but not the main Jagannath temple, and it was begun by the Choda Ganga, the first king of Eastern Ganga dynasty. Now many of the temple rituals are based on the Odhyana Tantras, which are refined versions of Mahayana Tantras, as well as the Shabari Tantras, which are evolved from Tantric form of Buddhism. So we have Mahayana, Hinayana and Tantric form of Buddhism, which is also called as Vajrayana form of Buddhism, and the tribal beliefs, etc. So the rituals are based on the Tantric form of Buddhism and also the tribal beliefs. The local legends link the idols with the aboriginal tribes, and the Daitapatis or the servitators claim to be descendants of the aboriginals. The temple is one of the 108 Abhimana Kshetram of the Vaishnavite tradition. And the next most important issue is about COP29. Now, the Conference of Parties is the highest decision-making body under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, and it is called. And the COP29 was held recently in Azerbaijan, Baku, the 2024. It was signed. The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change came into force. Was signed in 1992, and it came into force in 1994. It was adopted at the first Earth Summit, also called as the Rio de Janeiro Summit, or the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, and the treaty entered into force on 21st March 1994. Now, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change is the name of the secretariat charged with supporting the operation of the convention, with the offices on the UN campus of Bonn in Germany. And the convention's main objective is included in Article 2, which says stabilization of the greenhouse gases concentration in the atmosphere at a level that it would prevent dangerous anthropogenic interference with the climate system. Now, this convention is presently implementing the Paris Climate Change Agreement. And the next most important issue is with regard to ICAR, that is the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, which is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Agriculture, and it reports to the Department of Agriculture Research and Education. This autonomous body recently launched a program called as One Scientist, One Product scheme, and 5,500 scientists are now going to develop each a product. So under the scheme, they are going to be releasing 323 varieties of 56 crops which are climate resilient. And let me tell you, this organization was formed in the pre-independence era in 1929 with the headquarters at Delhi. And the Union Minister of Agriculture serves as the president. It is the largest network of agriculture research and education institutes in the world. So this is all about July 17th, which I wanted to share with you all for your most important points that you need to keep track for the UPSC upcoming examination of 2025. If you did like, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video. And I shall see you tomorrow with another new post on the most important preliminary points that you need to keep track of. Until then, it's very happy learning.